Hello students, today we are going to study plane table surveying. It is the surveying in which the field observations and their plotting proceed simultaneously. It means that we will see the field directly and we will plot the various readings directly on our sheet in the ground. So, in this type of surveying, field observation and their plotting proceed simultaneously. Now, it is a graphical method of surveying. Why it is a graphical method of surveying? Because we will observe the data in the field and we will directly plot that data on the sheets. So, it is a graphical method of surveying. Now, plane table surveying means making a manuscript map on the paper in the field while the ground can be seen by the topographer in the actual condition. It means that the whole area is under the field of vision of the topographer, so he can plot the data on the sheet and he can compare the plotted dimension with the actual dimension on the ground. Plane table surveying excludes the intermediate step between recording of readings on the field and their plotting on paper in the office. It means that in plane table surveying we do not record any of the readings on the field book. We directly plot all the readings on the sheet in the ground itself. Okay, so there will be no office work in plane table surveying. Now here a plane table is shown on which an elided, plumbing fork, plumb bob, spirit level is shown. Okay students. Now the instrument used in plane table surveying. The first instrument which we will use in the plane table is plane table board. Now generally tripod is used to support the board and the size of table is 45 into 60 centimeter or 60 into 75 centimeter. Now generally the plane table board is classified into three types. First one is traverse table, next one is Johnson's table and the last one is least survey table. Now the traverse table and Johnson's table can rotate through vertical axis only, but least survey table can rotate through vertical axis as well as through horizontal axis also. Now leveling of table is done through adjusting the tripod legs in the traverse table. It means that for the leveling of table in case of traverse table we have to adjust it by the tripod legs, but in case of Johnson's table there will be a ball and socket mechanism for the leveling of that table, and in case of least survey table leveling is done through leveling heads and bullseye bubble. It means that in least survey table there will be leveling head, that is foot screws present, as well as one bullseye bubble will be there through which we can do the leveling of least survey table. Now the next instrument is the plumbing fork and plumb bob. The plumbing fork is used for centering of table over the station or point in the field from which survey is to be done. It is just like this, having a hook here on which plumb bob will be attached, okay, which is used for the centering of table over the station in the field from which survey is to be done. Now the next one is the spirit level. Spirit level is used for leveling of table along the horizontal plane. The spirit level used may be of tabular type or circular type. It means that we can use the spirit level of tabular shape just like this, or we can use the bullseye bubble for the leveling of that table. Okay students. Now the next one is the elided. It generally consists of a metal or wooden rule, that is scale, with two vertical vanes at the end, which is shown here. One of the vane is provided with a narrow vertical slit called eyepiece, while the other remains open and carries a thin vertical thread. Now here a thread is fixed and here the vertical vane is open, that is eyepiece, and that is objective. Both the vanes provided a definite line of sight which can be made to pass through the object, that is station, and the point located over the sheet. Now this eridate is placed along a particular line of sight so that this vein can intersect the object, and this is the eyepiece from which we can see that object. So eridate is just used for the sighting of the object as well as marking the length of that object from the station. So here the graduations are marked in this scale also. Now eridate is of two types. First one is plane eridate and second one is telescopic eridate. Now plane eridate is used when the distance between station and the object is very less. But when the ground is not plane and when the distances is very large, then we have to use the telescopic eridate, which is shown here. Now in this telescopic eridate, only these veins are replaced by telescope. Remaining attachment is same. Here a wooden ruler will be attached through which we can mark the distance between the station and the object. Now next one is the working operation of the plane table. Now in the plane table surveying, firstly we have to fix the table over the tripod. After fixing of the table, we have to do the leveling of the table by use of spirit level or by use of bullseye bubble. Next one is the orientation of table. Now what do you mean by orientation of table? It is the process of placing the table into some fixed direction, generally in magnetic knot. It means that after fixing and leveling of the table, we have to align the table along a particular direction, that is generally magnetic north, and that aligning of the table along the magnetic north direction is known as orientation of table. Now orientation of table is done with the help of magnetic compass. We can orient the table only with the help of a magnetic compass. Now the next and the last operation is the sighting and plotting of station. We have to sight the station as well as we have to plot that on our sheet. That is the working operation of plane table surveying. Now, method of plane table surveying. What are the methods by which we can do the plane table surveying? There are four types of method. First one is the radiation method. Next one is intersection method. And these two methods are generally used for the plotting of stations. It means that the information about the station is already known. We have to plot that station in our sheet only. But the last two method, that is traversing and resection, is used for locating the station, that is location of unknown station. We have to locate any unknown station with the help of other known stations. So the first two methods are generally employed for plotting the details of a survey area from reference point, while the last two methods are used to locate the details of survey area by placing the table on the main stations. Okay student, we will start with the first method, that is radiation. Now in this method, a ray is drawn from the instrument station towards the main station and the actual field distance between them is measured and plotted by LED on the sheet with reduction on suitable scale. Now here a traverse is shown, that is A, B, C, D and E, and all stations are accessible and we can measure the distance between A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, E, A. Now we will select a point which is at the center of this area. Let it be O. Now we can measure the distance OA, OB, OC, OD, OE directly with the help of tape or chain. Now we will place the plane table board on station O, and with the help of LED we will sight the station A, B, C, D and E, and by taking a suitable scale we will plot OA, OB, OC, OD and OE, and by joining them we will get our required traverse, that is ABCDE, on the plane table sheet. Okay student, in this way we can draw the diagram of whole area with the radiation method. Now one note is there that this method is suitable when the distances are small and all the main stations can be easily seen by a single instrument station. This is very important, that all the main stations can be easily seen by single instrument station and the distances are small. Then we will use the radiation method. Now the next method is the intersection method. Now this method is used when instrument cannot be located on any inside station of the survey area. Now there is a limitation in this method that we cannot place the instrument inside the survey area. So what we will do? We will select two instrument stations outside of survey area, and drawing of area is prepared by surveying from these two reference points. Now suppose that this is our survey area, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we don't place the instrument in this area because it is impossible to locate any station inside this survey area. So we will select two points outside this survey area, that is A and B point, and we can measure distance AB, and we will plot this distance AB on our sheet, that is AB. Now placing the plane table on station A, we can cite survey station 1 and we will draw a resector here. Similarly, we will cite station 2 and draw a resector here, similarly 3 and similarly 4. Now in our plane table sheet, only this much drawing is drawn. Now we take the plane table board from station A and we will kept our plane table board at station B. Now from station B, we will cite station 1 and we will draw a resector like this. Similarly, we will draw resector at station 2, at station 3 and at station 4. Now where the first line from station A and station B will intersect, we will get our first station, that is 1, similarly second, similarly third and similarly fourth. In this way, we will get our required survey area like this. That is our required survey area. This method is generally done when instrument cannot be located on any inside station of survey area, and if we want to plot all the survey area in our sheet, then we need to select at least two stations outside the survey area from which all the stations can be easily seen, and we will draw the resector at each and every survey stations, and by intersection method we will get station 1, 2, 3 and 4 and we will join that and we will get our required survey area. That is the intersection method. Now the next method is the traversing. Now in traversing method, table is set on n-1 main stations where n is the total number of stations. A foresight is taken to the next station and its location is plotted by the method described in radiation. Similarly, by consecutive foresight, all the main stations can be plotted on the drawing sheet. Now suppose that in this traverse, station E is unknown. Station E is what? Unknown. We cannot measure the distance between DE and AE. So firstly, we will kept our plane table at A and we will draw line AB by just citing station B, and we can measure distance between AB by chain or tape. Now we will draw resector from station A to station E like this, okay, and we can take our drawing sheet from station A and place it on station B. Now from B we have this diagram from the station A. Now we will cite station C from station B and we will mark station C like this. Similarly, we will place the plane table sheet on station C and we will have the diagram like this after citing the station D and plotting the station D. Now we will place the plane table sheet on station D and this is our previous drawing. Now by citing the station E from station D, we will have a resector like this, okay. Now the intersection point of both the resector from A as well as from D, we will get station E. Now in this way we will locate an unknown station by drawing the resectors from the first station and from the last second station. So we have set the table on n-1 stations to locate an unknown station in the traversing method. Now one note is there that the method of traversing provides additional benefit of checks during the plotting of the area. Now in the traversing method we can check our computed work by drawing the check line between the two survey stations. To draw the check line, the table should be moved at least to the n-2 main station. It means that to draw a check line, we have to move at least n-2 main station. Now we will join this station 1. Now we will join the point B and point D in our sheet, and we can measure the distance on our sheet, as well as we will measure distance between station B and station D on the ground. Now we had converted the length of the drawing by using a particular scale, and if this corresponds to the ground distance between B and D, then our survey work is correct, otherwise we have to repeat the whole work again. That is the traversing method. Now we can move to the next and the last method, that is resection. Resection is the process of determining the plotted position of stations occupied by the plane table by means of sites taken towards known points, location of which have been already plotted. It means that in resection method, we have to locate an unknown station with the help of other known stations. Now, resection is done by 4 methods. First one is resection through compass, resection through backside, resection through 3-point problem, and the last one is resection through 2-point problem. Now we will see one by one each and every method in detail, starting with the resection through compass. Now this method is used only for small scales and rough mapping of the unknown points. Now in this method, station A is known, station B is known, and the distance between A and B is also known. Now we have to locate the station C, which is an unknown point. Now we kept the plane table at station A, and with the help of compass we can determine this angle, that is alpha, and we will plot a line at an angle of alpha on our sheet. Now we will kept this same plane table on station B, and sighting from station B towards C, we will plot a resector like this, and we can measure the angle beta with the help of compass. Now the intersection point of both the resectors is the station C. So in this way we can plot an unknown station by just using the compass and determining the angles. Now the next is the resection through backside. In this method, table is set on a known point and is oriented through backside on other point, and location of an unknown point is plotted. Now this method is also same as that of compass, but here we don't measure the angle, that is this angle. We generally take the backside from station A to station C, and we will take the backside from station B to station C. Now the intersection point of both the resectors is nothing but the station C. So in this way we can determine the station C by just observing the unknown station from the known station, that is A and B. Now the next is the resection through 3-point problem. Location of the position on the plan of the station occupied by the plane table by means of observation to 3 well-defined points, that is A, B and C, whose position have been previously plotted on the plan. Now we can determine the distance between AB, BC and AC, and we will plot this drawing on our sheet. Let O be the unknown instrument station which is to be marked on the sheet, which is shown here, that is the station O, and ABC are the points which are already drawn on the sheet. We had already drawn point A, point B and point C on our sheet. In 3-point problem, the table is oriented at point O in such a way that 3 resectors from A, B, C from point O intersects at O dash through A dash, B dash, C dash on this sheet. Here A dash, B dash, C dash is shown. Now in this way we can determine the unknown station that will lie in between the station A, B and C. Now one note is there that if more than 3 stations are available, then any of the 3 known mini stations are selected which are nearer to point O. It means that we have to select any of the 3 stations which is near to the station O. Now the next method is the resection through 2-point problem. Location of the position on the plan of the station occupied by plane table by means of observation from two well defined points whose position have been previously plotted on the plan. Now we easily determine the distance between A and B, and we can plot this distance on our plane table sheet, that is A and B. Now in this method the table is oriented in such a way that two resectors to A and B from point O intersects at point O dash, which is shown here, through A dash and B dash. In this way, by drawing the resectors from O to A and O to B, we can locate the unknown station O in our sheet as O dash. So this is the resection through 2-point problem. So in 3-point problem and 2-point problem, we will place the plane table board on the unknown station O. These two methods are only methods in which we can place the plane table board as well as plane table sheet on the unknown stations. Okay students. Now the advantages of plane table surveying. First, it saves time because we don't want to record the reading in plane table surveying, as well as there is very less office work, so it saves time. The surveyor can compare plotted work with the actual feature of the area. It means that the whole area is under the vision of the surveyor, so he can compare the plotted work with the actual feature of the area. The next one is the area is in view, contour and irregular objects may be represented accurately. If the whole area is in view, then we can locate the contour as well as the irregular objects accurately on our sheet. Mistakes in booking can be eliminated because in plane table surveying we do not record any type of reading in our book. It is simple and cheaper than other methods like total station and other EDM instrument, which is already known. No great skill is required to produce a satisfactory map. It means that for doing the plane table surveying, we don't want a very great skilled person. Simple person can also do the job of plane table surveying. Now the disadvantages of plane table surveying. Since notes of measurement are not recorded, hence it is a great inconvenience if map is required to be reduced or enlarged to different scale. It means that here we do not record any readings. So if we want to change the scale or if we want to enlarge or reduce the scale, then it is a great inconvenience because we don't have any type of readings. If there will be a closing error, then it cannot be removed and all the work has to be repeated. It means that in plane table surveying, if there will be a closing error at the end of the drawing, then it cannot be removed because we don't have any types of reading. So we need to do the whole work again. Since board is made of wood, hence there is a chance of shrinkage during the survey work. It is already known that if the board is made of wood and during the rainy season, if it gets wet and in the presence of sun it gets dry, due to which shrinkage and swelling of the board will occur, and due to the shrinkage and swelling of the board there will be the shrinkage and swelling of the paper also. And it is most inconvenient in rainy season because in rainy season we cannot do the field work because we generally want dry season for computation of the various dimensions as well as its plotation on the sheet in the field only. That is all about the plane table surveying. Thank you very much students.